it's all over. It is now.
Welcome back to another episode of View from the Stands in a week where a lot more football's taking place. We're all down in lockdown again for another week, and some teams are winning 9-0 and some people are getting McDonald's. So welcome back, lads. Nice to see you all again.
Good to see you.
It's been a week or two, hasn't it, since the last one, I think?
I think it's been two,
Nearly
two.
Yeah,
Week and a half,
couple of
maybe.
weeks, I think.
It's been a bit of I suppose, been a topsy-turvy few weeks in the football. I suppose the first place we can start is a controversial night again for VAR last night, and it's kind of dominated the headlines in a night where some people's teams might have got record wins, but we'll probably move past that and go straight to the VAR. Big important to good to hear people's views on it. What do you think about these? Because obviously it was strange to have two games where two teams went down to 9 men and two red cards that were almost identical. So where do we stand on that?
Nine was the magic number, wasn't it? By the sounds of things yesterday.
Oh yeah, I think 9 was the magic number. Yeah.
I don't think it's VAR. That's what I've been saying recently. I think it's the rules which are being shown on VAR, because the things like the offside, it isn't actually VAR. That could be seen on VAR if the rules were correct. Because obviously it's really tough. Like Saints' goal, they could have had, probably should have had.
That was a goal.
Yeah. It was in line. Even the referee's probably thinking in his head, okay, this should be counted, but I can't actually do that because I've been instructed to go with what the rules actually are and what we've been told. So I guess it's hard for the referees, but I think it's just looking at the rules probably a bit more now. They like they did with the Villa goal for the Man City Villa goals. When was it Bernardo Silva who scored it? When Rodri came and got it. That kind of thing, they looked at that and went, okay, that's a bit weird how we've allowed that goal. It probably shouldn't be allowed. We need to look at the rules here. Obviously, at the time, the rule was correct and it should have counted. But now they've looked back at it, and if it was to be scored tomorrow, it wouldn't have counted.
Is that right?
That's what
Tom was
telling me.
I thought they just said Peter Walton said that was the rules there.
It's not Peter Walton. Like, the actual PGML had a meeting like a few days after the City game and said that they need to change it basically because it's ridiculous. It isn't technically a rule change, but they've just said if that's to happen again, just common sense will be used. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Rather than just going, well, that's the rule. So they did say the goal wouldn't have stood, which is really frustrating. But I don't think we've had it as bad as Saints in the last couple of games, have we?
Yeah, that's where I think common sense should come into place again, though. Things like offside and handball. Like, if it's an obvious handball and it's a clear handball and they've deliberately done it, it's a handball. Say offside. If they're clearly offside and you don't need to get the lines out, then it's. I think it's just using your logic and giving the striker a bit more of a benefit of doubt as well at the same time.
I think my theory on it was last night is I feel that the referees and VAR would have been made aware of that Arsenal game and the controversy of that. I honestly think, and I said this last night during the game, if Luiz didn't get sent off for his, I don't think Bednarek gets sent off for his later on in the night. I think it's to set a precedent then, because if he doesn't, then Mike Dean kind of had to send him off then, because if he doesn't, then Arteta pulls it back and says, well, the same situation happened in the Southampton game and he didn't get sent off. Do you know what I mean? So by doing that, they have to set this precedent, but it's difficult because it's not really reflecting the own referees' thoughts and views on stuff, what they would give. They've just, one wrong decision gets made. If they don't come out and say that's a wrong decision, then all the referees have to then follow it because they need to be consistent. And now you're getting consistently wrong situations or wrong decisions because of the forced consistency they have to do to show that they're not favouring other teams and stuff. And on a whole with VAR, I think the thing is to note, and I know some people might disagree or agree, I think you, as a team, sometimes you've got to take it on the chin. There's none of this. I can see Arsenal fans last night being like, VAR has an agenda against you. That's just not true. It is just not, like, they're not sitting there every time Arsenal get a decision thinking, oh, it's Arsenal, we ain't going to give it. Like, it comes and it goes against you will have dodgy. We literally lost a game against Sheffield United last week, which we deserved to lose, but where they came out after on an official rest report and said that their goal shouldn't have been allowed, and we had a goal disallowed that should have been allowed. Thing is like a lot of people are kicking off about that, but I just said take it on the chin. We've had some for us this season. You get some against you. You know, it's a long season. They kind of like, all right, there might be certain teams you benefit a lot more, but that's just, I think that's the luck of it rather than there being an agenda against certain teams. I don't know what everyone else.
I think we're starting to lose almost like the skill or the profession of refereeing now, because I'd say before VAR, refs, okay, it's the laws of the game. That's the job of a referee to uphold the laws of the game. But at the end of the day, all referees are different because they're different personalities. Just like the players, they've all got different characteristics and personalities. Some of them might prefer being more, on the whistle with free kicks. Some would prefer to let the game go. And, different referees having styles on the game. It's not there anymore now because everything's just having to be, done around VAR. And it's just, I don't know. I wouldn't want to be a referee now, that's for sure. No chance.
I think with the VAR, before, people always used to say the decisions even themselves out over the season. So you get some that go against you, you get some that go for you. But now with the VAR, they have to get it right, and there's the fact that they're still getting decisions wrong is annoying people when they have the technology to be able to get it right.
I think you're right. I think you're right on that point. I just still think even with VAR, it almost evens itself out over a season, give or take. You will get in a big game, you're going to get a call that goes for you, and in another big game, you're going to get a call that goes against you. And I think that is wrong. Like all the big calls should be right, but that's never going to happen. VAR, referees, and at the end of the day, like I'm not someone who likes VAR. I preferred it without. But it's not like referees were never making mistakes before. It's just now with VAR, there's more of an excuse why they shouldn't be getting them wrong.
I think it's what Tom said as well. Sorry, Harv. He said the referees are different for each game. So obviously, you'll have a referee in the studio thinking one thing, the referee on the pitch thinking another, referee in VAR think another. So they all have different skill sets and stuff. So it just depends, really.
Yeah, I think there needs to be sort of a system in for maybe challenging or reviewing decisions rather than having VAR calls every time.
It's just
slightly offside.
They're not even. It's like they're not even going against their own. They're going against their own rule, aren't they? It's clear and obvious. And that like Danny Ings offside, just for an example. If that's clear and obvious, then
it's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
And then the clear and obvious works in the other way. Like the Southampton one, the penalty they got given at the end. I'm not saying it's a red card, but the ref's giving it a penalty. It's not clear and obviously not a penalty. It's not like he's not made any contact. I didn't think it was a penalty, but it's not clear and obviously not a penalty. So there's those ones that people will call soft that will go for and against. But yeah, I think if we can try and move away from VAR, because otherwise we'll spend all day. We'll go on to the actual football. So we'll start with Conal because Wolves really needed a win last night after a bad few weeks, and
finally,
quite glad to see that you piped down Arsenal after their 5-game winning run against teams in the bottom half of the table. So, good game.
Good second half, I think.
Against 9 men.
Yeah. Well, because we had Chelsea when they had the new manager, so that was always going to be focusing on him, what he's going to do. So we thought clean sheet, great. Go to Palace, something to build on. Terrible again. I know it's only 1-0, but it was a terrible game. And then second half, so you came to the Arsenal game. 40 seconds in, they should be 1-0 up. Saka should have buried it. So really, if he puts that in, it looks like it's game over already. And they battered us up until that David Luiz incident. They battered us. They should have been 3 or 4. So really, that decision changed it. But then the second half, we were doing everything what we were doing last season, which is annoying. Why does it take down to 9 men to have to go for it? But then again, even we only won 2-1. You look at Man United. I know we're not Man United, or we're not challenging for titles or anything like that. but they had 9 men. They win 9-0. We only win 2-1.
We're just built different, mate.
That's what I mean.
That's the thing.
We don't kill
Sense
games
blood.
off. We don't have that cutting edge. Like,
well, we don't normally. To be fair, I think last night was a surprise to me. I kept saying, I still thought when they went down to 10 men 2 minutes in, I said, do you know what? If anything, and this is weird, normally that makes it a harder game because most teams, and this might just be a Southampton tactical thing, they then sit 2 banks and they won't move for the game. Like teams come to Old Trafford and do that with 11 men, and we struggle. But Southampton have obviously had the bit between their teeth and stuff for the last year or so, and really we're still thinking, oh, we're away at Old Trafford. Sheffield United won here last week, 10 men. You know, we can still do this. And they left so many gaps, and he didn't.
They were just poor, dreadful.
He didn't make a substitute though. Like he should have substituted one of the strikers off as soon as the guy got sent off. I know it's 2 minutes into a game. Should have added another midfielder on. Didn't do that, so they were left with huge spaces. United just thought it was like a training session. This is what I was saying before we came on air. It wasn't even to the point where you could really enjoy it and get behind it, because it was just like it's not embarrassing, but sometimes when you're winning that much, it's like, well, there's no competition here. They literally were defeating McCarthy, who I think was honestly one of the better goalkeepers in the league, genuinely. And he looked not awful, but he just looked defeated. Like he was just stood there. McTominay beat him from long range with a strike that went straight down the middle of the goal, sort of thing. It's just kind of like they were all down and defeated. And then to send off a player, then the last few minutes were 9. I think United, we needed to boost goal difference after getting beat by Spurs heavy early in the season, and we just not really been winning games by loads at home, more away from home. So I think for us it was important to get goal difference, but not too much of a judge, because obviously we've been through a bit, not a bad form, but we've had 2 not so good results over the last week. It's not still beating Southampton 9-0 probably puts a bit of confidence in, but not enough to. I haven't seen enough there to say, oh, we're all right now. Like we'll go on, because we've got Everton coming up and stuff, and we could go and go lose again. It's not like last night's game was not a marker of like, oh my god, we're a 9-0 team. We were that good. I think a lot of teams put a lot past them, to be honest, last night.
I think it was more down to Saints there, wasn't it? Really, I mean, with 10 men at the time, 10 men. You take a 3 or 4-0, it'd be a bit more respectable. But when they did even go down to 3 or 4-0, that's when they should have probably made some substitution and go, we'll try and not concede any more then to make it a respectable result. You're not going to win it. Try and, not shed goals in. And they didn't do that. And then they, paid the consequences and unbelievably lost 9-0 again.
Yeah. That must be devastating, losing 9-0. Like, I mean, the thing is, because they all went, oh, Hasselhutten's got them playing since the Leicester game. And then to do it again, because I know they haven't been great recently, but they've had a lot of bad injuries. But you just go from they were, top of the league at one point, weren't they? They must be 12 now or so. It's just psychologically, you must be just like, it's devastating, isn't
it? If you're playing Saints now and Saints get a sending off, you must be thinking you're really in this game now. Whether you're 2-0 down, they get a sending off, because obviously that was just an absolute mess. I mean, the challenge the matey made in his debut.
It was a definite. It was
horrible.
Yeah,
horrible tackle.
Yeah,
it was.
It's a weird one though. It's a weird one. Why did they didn't make a sub after he got sent off?
That's what I was saying. It's like
the issue.
But then Danny Ings at left wing back, and then Chad. I mean, I would just Danny Ings up front. I mean, I don't know. Sure. I don't think they have much depth at the moment.
Their bench, was very, very weak.
But still, I mean, you don't leave 2 strikes on if you.
Yeah. No, it was a mess. It was an absolute mess.
I think they were hoping that they'd catch us on set pieces and stuff like that, and that if they sat in enough and defended well enough, then they could have nicked them from a set piece, because they did. To be honest, in the straight after we went when they went down to 10 men, they had a few set pieces. Ward-Prowse had one on the edge of the box, which another day goes in because it's Ward-Prowse. They had a few corners where they put us under pressure. So, I mean, it's always fine margins in those games. But once we got the first, I said they'll struggle, because with 10 men, they've got to come for you here. And then that's always going to be where they get spaces. So I think, it's a good result for us. But move on, actually. I would just a little United thing I wanted to know. Last night, James Garner made a change.
What a player!
Is he good?
What a player! No, I won't go too ahead of myself, but he was very good last night. Him and Kravinovic, we got the guy from West Brom. He played last night as well, and they just changed that midfield compared to playing Ryan Yates, Cafu, and who else are we playing there? So I just think there's just so much more creativity in the midfield, meaning also grab them. Whoever's up top was more involved. We looked so much better last night. I mean, we did go 1-0 down, but after that goal, it sort of gave us a kick up the arse and started playing some good football in the end. I mean, it wasn't a very good pitch either, because obviously it was at St Andrews and the pissing down with rain last night. So it was not the greatest of pitches, but we did what we had to do. I think second half we were a bit pushed back, but I didn't really like to see that. I'd prefer us to still keep going for it, but instead we tried to be more defensive, which it did work out in the end. But another day, ball goes in the box, we're crap with that. Figueiredo falls on his arse and they score a goal. But this time it went for us. It was a big win, actually. We needed that. We had to get 3 points last night, and we did, so happy days.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how Garner does there. Obviously,
he looked good,
Watford, but didn't get much of the go. I know he's someone who's highly rated at United. I think someone more, he probably won't make a career at United. He might do, but I don't think he'll make a career at United. But be like a top-level championship, like sort of Premier League probably.
I was thinking like Barcelona or something
Barcelona,
like
that. But that's sort of level. If he's
maybe,
Barcelona
I don't know.
level, then he can come play for us then. And we like our academy players, so we so that'll be good. Where else we got? Liverpool starting to make a bit of a comeback over the last week or so, sort of looking a bit better.
Yeah, we got Brighton tonight, and the West Ham. The West Ham, it's tough to break them down. What was the first goal? It was the Salah when he cut in, didn't he? And
brilliant goal.
Yeah. The second goal that was like prime Liverpool, that. But beat Spurs. Spurs. If you want to play a team at the moment, it's Spurs, isn't it? Watch what the second half against Brighton.
Yeah,
nothing did they? Absolutely nothing.
What's his name? Rodon,
yeah.
Centre back.
Rubbish.
Against Liverpool, and obviously he's still young in that, but that was his real chance.
I think this week could be the prime Jose Mourinho meltdown. They've got Chelsea next.
Yeah,
he is not going to take losing to Chelsea well if they do lose. Although Chelsea are a bit, I don't know if any of you've seen Chelsea. They're a bit of a funny one under this new manager. Very, very defensive. A lot of sideways. It's a lot of sideways. They weren't. They've had good results. They drew to Wolves on the first one. I saw the end of the Burnley game.
Wing backs, all about wing backs on their side.
So hopefully it might work for them. Sometimes you come in with a system like that, they'll work, and they're a short-term success team anyway. But be interesting to see after Lampard what the new manager can do for them, I suppose.
Tell you what, if City drop some points tonight, which Burnley have been good recently. Target race is right back on because we got on Sunday, so
we could do
going well
against 2021, the year of 21 titles to United.
Not happening.
9-0's happening. It's in the air now. It's in the air. We've had our little blip over the last week, and now we're back on track for it. Moving on, just something I wanted to touch on last. Well, we're still talking about football. Was you may or may not have seen it as of this morning? Is the Sean Dyche press conference, which
brilliant,
which brought everyone a few laughs and stuff. Obviously, press conferences are normally very serious affairs. You pretty much have a transcript of questions. Who have you got fit? Who's injured? Or so-and-so's contract running out. Someone's linked him with here. Sort of that sort of thing, But this morning, Sean Dyche decided he woke up. He had his pint of gravy and he decided this it was enough for it today, today he just didn't want to do the press conference questions. He wanted to talk about lookalikes or looky-likeys or whatever.
Yeah, what the hell is that word about? Looky-likeys?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the old looky-likeys. I think it's a lookalike, to be honest. But as Sean says, looky-likeys. What interested me most is the conversation sparked off by someone saying, "You look like Mick Hucknall."
Yeah,
nothing like Mick Hucknall, to be honest. So, and then So what do we think about managers now? Should we think they should set the tone of like 10 minutes at a press conference, literally ask them anything non-football related? I reckon.
Well, he said if they don't, he's going to smack them with a wet fish. So
yeah, I think Sean Dyche just lost. He had enough of it all. Then he just wanted to be normal for 10 minutes and not have to talk about football. And I think he enjoyed it. It was good to see, wasn't it? I think everyone you can't not enjoy that sort of chat, especially with like a Premier League manager who's well respected. It was good to see. It was a bit of a laugh, and he's actually. I'm sure that game will just circulate now, and everyone will be playing it. Oh, he looks like him. Apparently, Tom looks like Sean Dyche himself. Actually, it's not one of my mates.
Yeah, we've got our own looky-like here.
Sean Dyche
might be a new feature on the looky-likey of the week, and I don't know if there's any because he was on about Premier League managers who look alike. Off the top of my head, I can't think of any. dead ringers, not really good shouts, to be honest.
I used to be Dean Smith, so I don't know what's happened there.
You go from Dean Smith to Sean Dyche.
You're right.
Play.
Yeah. With the Sean Dyche trim, I'm not sure about the mustache, but the Sean Dyche trim, I think, you're getting it. Yeah, you've got him as your lucky likey.
The tash is up. The tash has been brought up already. We see it, Tom.
I did see another clip. He was also talking about his love for Bridgerton when he's Sean Dyche.
Yeah, did you something like that as well? Yeah. It sounds like he just really did lose the plot, to be honest with you.
Have you seen Burnley play? No wonder he's lost the plot. Oh, my God. If you had to watch...
Can't ask him about tactics, can you, really?
No.
There's nothing changes.
He spoke about it, didn't he? He went, "Oh, what are you going to ask me? Oh, Sean, are you going to play
a 4-4-2?"
Yeah, I think the 4-4-2. Yeah. He seems like a good bloke, to be fair. He's quite down to earth. Same way that Klopp's favourite person, Chris Wilder, he seems like a bit more of an angry tone to him than what Sean Dyche does, though. I think Sean Dyche is a bit softer, but I suppose Chris Wilder has no time to be laughing about when they're in the relegation.
I'll tell you what, they're picking up points though.
Yeah, they're not the worst team in history.
They're actually a very good team, to be fair. They're our team to beat, so there's actually no shame in dropping points to them because they're a good side, aren't they? So tough to beat.
Level with the worst records point at the minute. Yeah. Derby got 11, didn't they? And now I think Sheffield United are on 11. So
they just never recovered from that ghost goal, did they, against Sunderland?
That would knock you back, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
We're not going to dip our toe back into VAR. We're going to move swiftly ahead now. And we're moving on to our main topic of conversation. And now, many of you listening may have been part of one of these. We've all, I think, been part of one of these. 5-a-side team. The glorious form of midweek, get out the house once a week football that we're currently all missing at the moment. But I think everyone's eager to get back to a bit of 5-a-side football. So where should we start with 5-a-side football? What's everyone's enjoyment levels of it? Because some people have different levels of enjoyment. I wouldn't say I'll take a game of Sunday League over 5-a-side any day of the week, but I know there's some people who prefer the 5-a-side type of football. So what's everyone's thoughts on that?
I love it. I think it's better than a Sunday League, to be honest. I think
5-a-side all day.
40-minute games, nice surface, little tiki-taka.
Roll on, roll off subs. Come off.
Roll off subs. You might be a bit winded, but you're not going to be gasping for air.
I'm off every 2 minutes. It's all right.
Yeah.
I don't think you can rival hitting a 40-yard diag on grass.
How often does this happen though?
We've never heard about this, Tom. You haven't seen me play.
Oh God!
Yeah, he is a bit of a lucky.
I don't think anything beats that. Okay, no anymore.
Danny Fox, Ed Watson.
Yeah, Steve Sidwell. No, moving on.
God, it's getting horrible now. It's getting horrible.
Yeah. Right, what I want to settle, because this was a personal. So my first 5-a-side game was one. So I'm talking about times of games. This was a flat out 30-minute no halves, right? But when I came to Birmingham, I played 5-a-side, and it was 2 halves to 25 minutes. So what is the ideal length for a 5-a-side game? Because when I came to Birmingham, I thought the game had finished after 25 minutes. Well, I was like, wow, that was we did well then. No, genuine story. Me and my mate had to come in as ringers for this 5-a-side team. We were like, oh, do you know what? Really, really well played, lads. That was good. It's like, right, second half. What do you mean second half? It's like, well, this is half time. What? Is that a thing? Do all of them have half times, or is it just mine back at home that didn't have a half time?
Well, you see, when we play, we book it out for an hour. So you have 20, half an hour, a couple of minutes break, and then go until the next person wants to come on. So that's probably halfway through, really.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I've played a few times with mates and book out the sports hall for an hour, and it's just an hour of flat out football, really, just non-stop. And that's an absolute killer, that 5-a-side for an hour, non-stop.
I think league games, like goals are about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think the one I played, I played like I don't know what it's called actually, but it's like I think it's actually up to the ref whether there's a half time. So it's usually 20 minutes each way.
Yeah.
But the last time I played, I went, when's the half, ref? I went, we're playing straight through. I went, oh God.
You've given it this one to mate on the side of the court.
Yeah.
Get me off. Yeah, what's your half-time routine, Conal? Do you pop a Belvita at half-time or something?
Pop a chocky milk.
Pop a chocky milk.
God. Cut.
If anybody,
It's definitely a ham cob, isn't it?
if anybody knows me, you guys know me. I like to take a lot of stuff in a bag, so I normally have
That's
like
it, mate. Ham
Haribo's.
cob, Vita.
Haribos, Lucasades, Red Bulls, whatever you want.
Mars bars.
Yeah, whatever you want. Nah, it's normally just a squirt of water or something. I'll do me.
Squirt of water, he's off again.
It's like a boxer, isn't it?
There we go.
His brother pulls it into his mouth and he's ready to go for the
I'm good.
What else are we on to? So what type of players would you all assess yourself and what sort of people do you often see at five-side football? What are you? Are we flashy trainers come in with the step overs, or are we more, get the job done type players?
I'm a flashy trainer player.
Who's going first?
Conal says he's a flashy trainer player, so I want to hear more about this, Conal.
Love colourful stuff, mate. Love boots and love it.
Love it. That's a great player.
Quality.
Trainers.
I don't know, just try and leave it all out there. Don't know.
That's
leave it on the pitch.
I always
right.
try and get at least. I always try and get at least one nutmeg in a week as well. Maybe two. If I'm feeling cheeky.
I want to play against you.
Phil.
Well, you've played. You know what happens still.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm hearing all this.
Over a kick.
Jesus, who wants to tell that story?
Conal, we can let you
go on. You
story.
tell it, Harvey. Go on.
Set the scene.
We were at the Muaf Trust, which has an AstroTurf, an indoor AstroTurf, which is very nice and a great
bit cold, but
freezing in there, but great facilities. And we're doing this. We're all playing together, and Conal's in the box. Someone, I think it was Tom, probably 40-yard diag actually to Conal, and Conal tries the over a kick. Conal, what happened with it, mate?
I broke my spine, didn't I? Nearly.
Really? Yeah. Did you twat yourself in the face?
Just completely missed it and landed on the back of my neck. Yeah.
It
wasn't great.
Very messy.
Comedy
very
gold,
messy.
I think, for you guys, but
we loved it.
Yeah. I actually went in goal for the rest of it as well, didn't I? And then I actually hurt my fingers as well. So good day all around, yeah.
Bad day at the office.
That was a lonely train back to Wolverhampton, wasn't it?
Yeah. You could not stop laughing.
Both arms in plaster.
You loved it.
He literally was. He was staring out the window and everything. Hand on the
neck brace.
Bit emotional.
Just limps home.
Conal, what's happened?
I was in serious pain. All you guys could do was just laugh.
Oh god!
You look like Wayne Rooney travelling through the air, mate. So, but obviously, an overhead kick, we can just say here on official five-a-side rules and an official game that wouldn't be allowed because overhead height. Which there's a few rules of fantasy that you can't, not fantasy, five-a-side that you can't grasp your head around. Some people like me, I went from my first five-a-side game, come from Sunday League and stuff. I was a defender. I'm not someone with tons of ability, but I do like a good tackle and. Just lunge in for a tackle and stuff, accidentally go to ground, and they do not like that at five-a-side,
Oh, yeah, the sliding thing.
Yeah, they do.
Awful,
It wasn't an intentional slide. I lost my foot.
I tripped up and slipped in and tackled.
So it was one more and you're off for this. So it's like, these are big blokes who normally play. You get some absolute brutes at five-a-side as well, don't you?
Oh, God, yeah. There's nothing better than shithouse in one of them as well, isn't there? Like, some 40-year-old man getting really worked up throughout the game, and you get the ball off him because you're a little lad, and he's big fella, and he's lost the ball off a little guy, and that just irritates them, and they're on you for the rest of the game. Literally every touch, oh god, here we go again. It's so good though; they get so wound up. There's nothing better.
There's two categories of brilliant head loss, and they come in very two different forms. You do get those 40-year-old men. Big guys, this is their one night a week where they can go out, they can go play a bit of five-a-side, they're allowed 1 pint after the game, then they got to drive home. So you've got them and they really get into the game. You've also got the people our age who take it really seriously. Those kids who are like crying if they lose and stuff. You come here, he's done loads of step overs, he keeps hitting it, smashing the ball over the bar, because you're right, you can do step overs when he stood on the spot, but he can't really do a lot of finishing wise. He's crying at the referee, shouting at the referee like it's last minute in the Premier League, and I think they're but two very bad classes or very good classes.
Yeah. They all have their team name in their Twitter bio, or they'll make a Twitter account for for the six-a-side
Come on.
team or something.
I'll tell you what, I had one. There was these lads who they weren't even that good. Full kit, and not only that, they had a manager. And it wasn't like
Manager.
Hang on, it wasn't even a mate. It was an old bloke who it didn't look like the dad because they were all like black and Asian, and he was white, and he just had like a flat cap on. He was like late 50s, 60s.
Where'd they find him? Like Indeed.com or something? Five-a-side manager.
Opening for a position voluntary.
When you order a manager off Wish.
But he's like, yeah, down the line. Like,
Oh God! Couldn't think of much worse.
The thing is, if managerially, there's not a lot you can do because there's only a few formations. I mean, you step up with a 2-1-2. No, we can't even do 2-1-2. 2-1-1. You can step up with. What else we got?
It's got to be two at the back, innit?
You've got to go two at the back.
I think it's just 2-2, isn't it?
2-2
I'd go
sometimes.
A 3-1.
Yeah, 2-2s. I think it
does the job.
Depends how much legs you've got in your
Or
team.
if you're a casual player, you just go. You say defend, attack. We'll just
A 1-1-1-1. That's what we call
Things
it.
5-a-side where you got to like if you play for a while and then you've got lads who come in who have never played. It's so because you need to track your men, don't you?
Yeah,
so people
you've got to do
know
work.
People who don't know how to play 5-a-side, even if they might be a good player, it's not because if you let your man go, he's got a man out like
You're ruined. Yeah,
they'll just knock it about.
That's why I like playing at the back because then I don't have to get forwards, and I can just see all the game. The man's going to be up there with me. Occasionally I might go up. I think, you know what? I've got a lot of energy here. I might go pass it forwards, and I'm sprinting forwards. That's the greatest bit. Then you lose the ball, and you have to get back. And you're thinking, oh,
not doing that again.
Yeah, what a stupid idea. And you've still got 5 minutes to get subbed off. You think, oh no.
I tell you what,
go on now.
I was just going to say a quick story. I got normally high scoring games 5-a-side, and we was playing these, the sweaty lads who used to be in academy, all that bollocks stuff like that. Scored. It was 2-1, and because you can't go straight back to the keeper, can you? You have to go knock it to someone else. So triangles for the rest of the game, back to the keeper. One lad got throwed, and
you were playing that way.
Hey, we were knackered. It was 2-1 up.
Disgusting. You deserved everything you got there.
The win, we deserved the win. Yeah,
you've paid to play it back to the keeper every 2 seconds.
It was a tournament.
You still pay for it, surely.
Hey, point to point.
I mean, do what you have to do. But
points win prizes.
They had every
I was going to say, have you ever not talking? I don't know, say goals or whatever the leagues might be called. But if you've got a load of mates or people at work, whatever, and you hire out a sports hall and say there's 10 of you, for example, and you're playing 5-a-side. Oh, if you get an odd number that night. Oh God, it's four versus 5, or one extra turns up, someone brings a mate and it's 5v6.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than that. When there's uneven numbers, it's just not worth playing.
It's that, and the fact that there's not 2 pairs of goalkeeper gloves as well could be a massive problem. Because then one goalkeeper's not got gloves and he's just ducking out the way like that. He don't want to touch his hands. Dreadful. You got to have goalie gloves, I think.
So goalkeeper's actually a really good topic to go on to, isn't it, with 5-a-side? Because how do you decide who goes in goal? Because not many teams have proper
biggest
keepers.
Lad, isn't it? Biggest lad goes in goal. That's normally the rule.
We normally do roll on, roll off. So 5 minutes. Everybody has a chance in goal. But normally with me, I let all the goals in, and then
I just hate to be in goal. They're just balls twatted at you from 3 yards, and you're thinking, "I've paid for this, really? I'm paying to get balls pelted at me. I don't want to be in goal."
Or if I'm tired, I just go in goal. Then just have a little rest.
Yeah,
we have got you got to actually try, don't you? Because if you just half-arse it, then you've shifted your team. You get. But on the other hand, you don't want to try because you don't want to, get astro burns all down your wrist and all that.
Where you'll see some sites is the uni put on the 5-a-side that I went to once on like a Thursday night. They make their own like 5-a-side thing. Oh God, you get all types of characters there, mate. You get people who take it proper seriously. There's lads herring it about and stuff. They sort the teams out and everything. It gets proper competitive, I think. But that even in that, like, people never want to go in goal on that. I think that's the thing, though. It's like people turn out, if you want to play five-a-side, you want to be trying to score the best goals, doing little tricks and stuff. They don't want to be stuck in goal for the whole game, unless you're an actual goalkeeper. Some people get the thrill of it.
Yeah,
like that.
some people thrive off it, don't they? God, some of the goalkeepers you come against as well are absolute cats. Like they're all over the in little small goals. So there's no chance scoring it past them. They're covering the whole goal, and they get their old kit on and all out there, flying through it.
Yeah, my dad was a keeper, five-a-side for a few years.
There you go.
Yeah, loved it. Same like that.
Cat.
Throwing himself in front of the ball rather than being outfield.
Don't blame you.
Some people love it.
A lot of them are like, you've got to roll it out as well. So it's not even like you can play some good passes and stuff from goal. You've got to roll it out. People are passing it back to you, picking it up, rolling it out.
Stuck in your box as well, and it's.
So it was a question.
Can't do much.
Trainers or boots on a five-a-side?
It's boots for me.
Trainers.
It's Astro.
Depends, but yeah. So if it's Astro, I'd go boots. But if it's obviously indoor,
indoor, and
you rock up indoor.
I'm gonna put my Puma Kings on it, in the sports hall, but that'll be on ice.
Can hear it coming from a mile.
It's the molds, isn't it? No metal studs. That's naughty.
I actually do wear metal studs, but
I think it's psychologically. If someone like you get stamped on your foot, you're like, well, I can't do that to anyone. You know what I mean? It's like
he's already 1-0 up. You're
a bit vulnerable.
I actually sometimes I have two pairs of boots. I normally wear one half and one of the next half, depending on how I'm playing.
So you, John Terry?
You wear shin pads, Conal?
No shin pads.
You don't wear shin pads.
No shin pads. I'm surprised, Conal. I thought you'd be a shin pad man.
Nah.
Why do you change your boots?
Don't know. If it's a bit wet.
Superstition.
Yeah, or don't know.
Are they like completely different boots as well, or they're the same pair? Got two of them.
No, they're different. So like Nike, and then I've the Nike pink ones, and I've got
pink.
Puma, well, salmon. And then I got.
He goes from Mercurials in the first half to Puma Kings in the second half.
Attack and defence.
No, that's what I was going to say. He drops back and plays in defence second half. Puts the black.
It's 3-2. I need the salmon now.
Hold on, let me score. So obviously another key part of five-a-side is the kits that we wear. We've briefly touched on it, but what do we think the standard five-a-side kit should be? Should it be a case where you turn up in your own stuff, stick the bibs on if you have to? Or I think there's that option. You've also got the option when people turn up in the same colour kits, different kits, but the same sort of colour to try to be consistent. Or the third option is the dreaded full kit, planned out, paid for, full matching kit for your five-a-side team. Where do we all stand on those arrangements?
I agree with the same colour kit. So you all turn up in a colour. For us, it's usually a black t-shirt or a black football shirt. Whatever, and that just makes it so much easier. And we also have to wear bibs because bibs are a pain in the arse to wear as well,
and they stink.
Yeah, and no one wants to wear the bibs. No one wants to wear the bibs. So I agree with we'll wear the same colour, and you'll be fine with that. It won't affect your game.
It was one of the worst with the full kit names, but like nicknames. Not like surnames, just
Smithy 7 on the back.
Yeah, God.
To be fair,
but it's the websites like M&M Direct where they do the like £5 Colombian shirts and everyone gets on that. I mean, it's not much, is it? I mean, £5 for it, but at the same time when you turn up and you've got the Columbia shirt and you think, oh, for God's sake.
I think I wouldn't disagree. Say if everyone just got like a black Adidas training top,
no,
and everyone bought the same one and they all wear that.
Yeah, as long as they got different on the bottom. I'm saying if they buy the black Adidas shorts and the socks to match, then you're in full kit territory. If you come in whatever you want on your bottom and everything, and then you've got the black Adidas top on, I'll accept that. I reckon.
I think you're in for a game though when they've all got the same football shirt or something like that, where it's organised. You think
they are organised?
These must have been together for all time.
I don't know. The best players I've played are like the lads who, just the mixed kids, well. You know what I mean? I think they're trying a bit too hard on that one. But I once saw a full team in a full Leeds kit.
Oh no!
Like grown men.
Oh God! Oh, Jesus Christ!
Right.
We normally do. Voice went a bit then.
That's your Mackies.
That's the Mackies stuck in your throat.
excuse me, everybody. We normally do lights versus darks. So, as you
I hope you mean tops. I hope
you
mean
can't do that.
No, I didn't.
You meant the kits, didn't you?
Kit, yeah, sorry. Kits, yeah. Light kit versus dark kit.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then
Wolverhampton today,
21st
God.
if we need bibs, well, then we get them. But we don't really like bibs because you say they smell and they're a bit rubbish, aren't they? Really.
Well, I'm thinking bibs
yeah.
might be a thing of the past, you know, post-COVID. This might be one of the COVID advantages. Places may not be able to hand out stinky bibs anymore. You might be told you've got to wear your own kit now. So old unwashed bibs might be a thing of the past.
Nothing better than a washed bib, though. You know, he's had to train that day, and the bib's finally been washed, and you're like, oh my God, wow, give me one.
Today's
Give me
a good
two.
day.
Smelling it.
Washing powder.
Yeah.
So part of the kit, are we saying we've got everyone's full Jack Grealish then, short socks. No one's
Yeah.
full long sock in it, are they?
No. I actually wear the like
Long sock
Nike
in it.
white socks.
Yeah,
Like
I think that's
I don't know what you call them.
tube
Just
socks, isn't it? Like the
Yeah.
ones. Yeah.
It's a
Your
lads who,
basic
it's the lads
socks.
who do it. The socks over the knees. I've seen that a few times, like Neymar and stuff.
it's bad.
Oh, God.
It is
Yeah.
bad. But you
I
know
know.
you're in for a bit of a tough time with that. But
I don't think you can wear football socks pulled up without shin pads.
You look
No,
like
it's not right.
players on the kit launch days, isn't it? When they go to launch
Yeah.
the kits and they're stood there with their socks pulled up with no shin pads on. That's the
Yeah, it's just
vibe
not
you
right,
get.
is it?
what's
you ever
worse, do you
seen-
reckon? Long socks with no shin pads or short socks with shin pads?
I've
seen both.
Long socks and no
That's-
shin pads.
That's a
rather wear the
throwback to
shin
PE,
pads.
that is. Back
The
at
kid who
school.
just had no ability in any sport. Just
One sock up, one sock
black
down.
socks.
They're proper bulky shin pads as well.
Yeah,
They're
Sondico like
horrible
chunk.
things.
I think you just missed what Conal said.
Oh, I
What?
said one sock up, one sock down.
Oh God, yeah.
Huh?
That's
I never did
That's
that.
what you-
I've seen some people.
Oh, right.
It's
I
terrible.
thought that's what you meant.
No, I don't do that. No. Some people
No.
are awful when they do that.
What
should've
about
got
trainer
like
socks?
full-
Trainer socks and boots.
No.
You're asking for blisters with
No.
trainer socks, aren't you?
No. God, no.
No.
God, well, if you get a stub in the ankle, you're finished. You've got a tie bit of protection with the sock.
Yeah. I
Doesn't
think
it? Does
I
it?
think it's
Go on.
important what you wear to five-a-side. I think as much as being a good player is important, what you wear speaks volumes about a man. I think.
It's a
Do you
fashion
think
show.
it matters like what the weather is? So obviously, when it's hot, you're not going to wear tracksuit bottoms, are you? Or shorts?
true.
Or do you wear shorts all the time?
I wear shorts. It's got to be shorts.
Shorts all the
Yeah.
Yeah,
time.
it's hard to run about in trackies, isn't
Yeah.
it?
You do
Yeah.
get a bit
Harder to
hot.
run about in trackies.
What's
about-
the better conditions? Do you reckon the hot weather or I
No,
like
not
a
hot.
nice, not freezing.
I
But
like it
coldish
chilly.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like a winter's evening
Yeah.
football
Yeah.
outside.
I like it raining.
No,
You know,
no,
rain. You don't want to
no
put
rain.
soap,
around
not
the
soap, just a bit to.
It adds
zip
a
on the
bit, doesn't
bottom.
it?
Bit of zip
Yeah,
on
it
the
adds a
bottom.
bit.
Next, there's
Feels
bloody
like a cup final.
Yeah,
yeah. The bloody black bits get everywhere when it rains.
I
Though.
do. Yeah,
I
that's
love it.
true.
Hate that.
It's great though. I think the ball just goes flying about and it just gets
No.
horrible. Adds to the conditions. I love it.
Nah,
So
don't-
to
Talking of
finish-
getting horrible.
Yeah, go on.
Bit of argy-bargy at five-a-side, isn't there?
Oh, it always does kick off.
There
I
is,
love it when
yeah.
it does kick off as well. It just adds to the game, especially when you're winning. It's so good. Like I think that's just all part of it, isn't it? You know, when other teams start having a go at you and you start giving it back. There's one person, right? This was probably in the summer, maybe just after that, and every time they had the ball, I was saying something to one of my teammates, like get out to him, but I was shouting it like get out so they could hear it. And the goalkeeper was really, really unhappy with me. He was like, "That's not very good sportsmanship." And I was like, "What? I'm saying get out to him, not you." They really did lose it, and I did it again after that, and then I had the ball after it, and then some guy came flying into the back of me, and I got a foul. But God, he was angry, and we won. So who's the real winner? You know, it was literally
football.
35-year-old men, and it was just embarrassing. That's all part of it. I love it.
I was going to ask then to sort of conclude the thing up. We'll go for the first best. We'll go best and worst thing about five-a-side. So each go around, give your best and worst thing about five-a-side.
Best and worst. Oof, God, the best thing about it I think it's just playing with your mates. And when you play some good football, it's just quality, isn't it? Like when you score a good goal, it's talked about for days, isn't it? Like you can't beat playing with your mates for a bit of fun and turning some team over. I think the worst. That's a tough one. I mean, I guess it's actually having to pay for it. I mean, it does add up. It does add up. It's like, for me, it's like £5 a week. That's not ideal. But
that's a pint a week. Well, like a
Exactly.
pricey pint a week.
yeah, exactly.
That's a premium London lager.
That is that's a premium London lager a week on 5-a-side.
And if someone doesn't pay in the first week, saying you now have to pay extra £10 next week or something like that, and it all adds up. And in the end, you're £200 down. You got to get it together somehow. It can get messy. It's like a football club, financially messy at times. But yeah,
a good thing for us that we did about 4 years of it, and like there'll be heated arguments between us on the pitch, but then you get off, and I'm like, it's like it didn't happen. But bad bits probably the AstroTurf, like little things. That's probably the worst part about it. I think my mum's has a little less love for me every year, bringing those in the porch and stuff like that. So yeah.
Who's next then? Tom? No, sneezing away.
Conal, you want to go? Or me?
I was laughing at Jordan, sorry.
All right.
Just sneeze. Jesus.
That caught me off guard. It was funny. Just scoring loads of goals, really. I'm a goal machine.
Legends.
We're all about our mates and stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm a goal machine, you just said.
But I think, just playing with your mates really and getting out, especially now. I don't know if you can't get out now, but especially just going out once a week. But then the black things.
You can't go out now.
That's what I mean. The black bits on your shoes are annoying, and going in goal is a bit shit, really, as well.
Yeah, goalkeeping actually is really bad.
Go on, top leaders home.
Best thing, I think. Is this boring? The fitness? No.
Sorry. Someone was going to say it.
Jesus.
It is great. It is great for it. But let me think of something else. I think the wind-up, winding people up, it's brilliant. Seeing people, nibbling on it, or I don't know, you're just in their ear all game and you'll take it past them, they'll just kick out at you. It's brilliant.
I love it.
Absolutely love to see it. The worst thing, I think it depends. Sometimes you go places and the ball, come on, just at least provide us a good ball. We're paying £5 here and it's flat, or it's
that is
all
a
that
thing
stuff.
actually.
Rubbish balls. At least provide good footballs. Do you know what I mean? That can be really frustrating.
At my Astra as well, when you kick it over, there's no net on top, so it goes over. Ooh. And if you're on the bench, you have to go get it, and it's round the back on this soggy, wet fucking grass, and there's a skate ramp next to it, and then the referee goes, "One of you have to go get it," and you've got to argue who's going to get that.
There's a skateboard bullying you while you're trying to get it.
It's horrible. It's toxic around there, absolutely toxic. So that is definitely the worst bit, actually, thinking about it.
There's a car park where ours is, so when you kick the ball over, it sometimes hits someone's car.
Oh god!
And they're like, "Oh, not happy." But
don't park your car there.
Correct. Don't park your car in the car park.
It's not allowed.
I kind of think so with 5-a-side. I think the bad things also are what make it good, to be fair. They're nothing catastrophic. I think, you kind of have a laugh about it.
Yeah.
And that's probably the best thing about it, to be honest. So if anyone listening has any funny stories or they want us to revisit this, let us know and we can we'll bring up some more 5-a-side stories again.
Can we sorry, Jordan, can we make our 5-a-side team out of us?
Of course.
What would it be? What would it be? Who's going in goal? I'm looking at Conal. Sorry, I'm looking at Conal.
He's a goal machine. He's just said this.
He can come out in the second half when he gets his mercurials on.
All right, fair enough.
I reckon you're the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Do you not count yourself as a goalie?
No, awful.
When we used to go play, you were in goal quite a bit, Conal.
I was all right when we played, but when I played,
I wouldn't say he was all right, but
you were there. You were in goal.
I was there.
He was in the goal. He was in the right position.
Yeah.
Just grow a beard out and you look like Patricio.
He's rubbish as well.
Hey.
Who's defenders? I'm happy, to sit in defence and just watch.
Defensive is all me, mate. I can't finish this shit.
Me
We
and
can have two at the back.
Hey,
Tom.
so you've got Harvey on the left of the defence. You've got Jordan on the right.
Alex can do the running in
You've got
midfield.
me and Uncle Alan up top.
Do the gegenpress.
Tom's going to have to.
about 10
Tom's going to have to be clinical. Alex is the workhorse.
I'll go on the
He's
right.
everywhere.
A bit cutting in, on the left. The right foot's just for standing on.
Yeah.
Post-COVID, as a little end of season treat, we'll try to make this happen for you in life, and we'll see. We'll report back on a sort of post-match breakdown on a view from the stands. We'll get together a team of like ringers. Maybe some of the fans could play us. Maybe we could have
we could definitely get
some of you lads. Yeah, some of you lads who listen could come up and see if you could take us on at 5-a-side. To be honest, I think that would.
Come to Muaf Trust and try and beat us. Beat us at Muaf Trust.
Come on to our turf,
our home turf.
Best of luck with that.
Try beat us. Yeah. I think that would be a very good idea. So hold us to that at the end of the season. We'll get the fitness going. I'll get the boys. We'll get training. We'll get on the runs now. So by the time we play, there'll be no chance. We'll be shifting that ball about like prime Barcelona. You won't get near us. We'll feel like Southampton once we put our night past you. So step up if you can think we can take us on. We're not going to turn up in full kits. We'll probably.
Looks like we're going to turn up in black with all these t-shirts out today.
I reckon we're all going to turn up in black.
Yeah.
To be honest, but yeah, if you think and you can get your sort of team together, let us know and we'll sort out a game then. I think, and we'll put this A View from Stan's team into practice. I reckon.
I like the sound of it.
So perfect. Now moving on to another little corner of this podcast. If you listen regularly, you'll know that we always have a bit of a natter about fantasy football. Another big part of being a football fan, and we had one since the double game week. We had double game week. Let me have a look.
I don't think so.
No, we haven't had a pod since the double game week.
Yeah, we had a double game week. We've had a few game weeks since. So that was game week 19. We had a double game week. And I believe everyone breached 100 points on that double game week, didn't they?
Yes.
Great past 100 points, but I think everyone breached 100 points on that week.
First time I've ever done it.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
I don't think I have either, to be honest.
I don't think I have either.
And,
It was a good week.
Yeah, the game weeks are just coming thick and fast at the moment, aren't they? So I think it's probably best to catch up from. We're on a current game week now. We've only had a few games played last night, and I think it was the return to form of Bruno Fernandes for anyone who had him.
Yeah, it was much needed. At one point, I was very concerned he was not going to get any points. They'd already scored about 5 or 6 before he actually did something. I was thinking, oh God, here we go.
Yeah, I was thinking he was going to get drugged at half time.
Yeah,
I had him as my captain. I was thinking he's getting like 2.6. He's going to get taken off at half time, and then second half, once the goals piled in, he was always going to get involved at some point. We were always going to get a penalty or something like that. And yeah, luckily he came through. But I suppose a few good assets in the last few weeks from what I could see. Suchek, he had that very good one last week. Who did someone have him on the bench? Didn't you have him?
me and Alex, I think it was. Yeah,
I haven't. Suchek he's had like 4 games where he's like done really well, and I've had him on my bench every time. So yeah, he's on my bench this week. So
why is he on your bench this week?
Villa, good defensive team, right, Tom?
It's no Conal, am I right? Is Conal out? Was it
second best defence in the league, mate?
Exactly.
Was Conal out?
Where have you read that, pal?
Someone told me. I think Joe told me Conal was out.
Well,
West Ham fan Joe. I think he's probably got. Didn't you say House was out?
Connie House is injured, yeah.
He's probably got it wrong, and probably said.
But when's the last time he played?
Exactly. So he probably got confused. He's saying that.
Oh right.
He thought it was Conal, not House.
I've stuck Grealish captain. I think West Ham. We might have. I think we popped the bubble at West Ham a bit. They were flying high.
No, it's going to be 1-1 that game.
Yeah, Jack Grealish.
I've stuck with Gundogan for probably the 4th or 5th week running as captain.
That's been a great pick for you.
I'm feeling rotation for Gundogan.
Yeah,
I think
he's played a lot of games, hasn't he?
Yeah,
he's coming. It's coming.
I'm scared.
I've got Salah captain.
I took a hit to get Salah in as well. I took out Son and Rashford.
Oh yeah, Salah's getting rotated as well. By the way,
no way.
We don't have the rotation.
Salah captain. He's scoring at least 2 or 3 tonight, and we're moving on happily. I think.
I actually put Madison in as well because he's been in the
Yeah,
goals as
I was
well.
thinking about him, but
Very
they
good.
were bad against Leeds. So
yeah,
I think
put me off him.
I think Harvey Barnes will come in for me in the next few weeks. He is
a good shout.
I think so. They said so in the last 7 game weeks, he's had a goal involvement in 6 of the last 7 game weeks. Right. So that form you can't really ignore, can you? He's cheap option at 6 mil. Do you know what? Something I noticed the other day about fantasy is the lack of really good strikers on it this season.
Yeah, really bad.
When I had to take Kane out the other day, I was like, there's not really a lot of options to put in up front because all the high scorers are midfielders, really.
It's really bad. It's the fact that things... Go on. Sorry, Conal, go on.
I was going to say, especially with Jamie Vardy out as well as Kane.
Yeah.
He's going to be back Saturday.
Yeah. I was saying the other day when I was talking about the points the other day, I think Harvey had Matty Cash against Saints and he got a clean sheet and was it 3 bonus?
3 bonus, yeah.
So how much did he get? 11 points?
Yeah. No, 9. I think it was in the end.
9 points. So Matty Cash got 9 points. I had Callum Wilson up front who scored 2 goals and he got 13. And I'm thinking, I don't know if that's fairly weighted, the point system.
Because of the clean sheet, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I
clean
don't know
sheet
if that's I don't see if the points are fairly weighted there. Like, I know you had that handball that everyone's banging on about, but I feel like what did Matty Cash really do against Saints to get 9 points? Wilson's gone and scored 2 goals, and he only gets 4 more points than him.
It's one of those that for Callum Wilson, it's him. It's individually, isn't it?
Yeah,
and it's like you said. I think it's a bit harsh because Matty Cash has got 4 other people in his back line helping him get that clean sheet. Yeah,
but I'm not complaining. Matty Cash can keep clean sheets all season.
I had Wilson for the whole season, and I took him out for that game for Calvert-Lewin.
Luckily,
a lot of people did that. A lot of people did that.
Do you know when you can watch the games, you can always sense a goal involvement? Like last night, the Wolves game, I had Neto on the bench. And all through the game, literally from the first 10 minutes, I was like, when someone's just on the ball, he is getting an assist here. He was just spamming crosses in, and I'm like, he's getting an assist or something here, and he did. And he's been running for weeks. It always happens. You put someone on the bench or take them out, they'll literally start it in form. So I've decided my new thing with fantasy is to not second guess myself. When I think about taking someone out, they're going, no, they've been going through bad form. I think sometimes give them an extra week because then they're almost guaranteed to have a good week. It's like Bamford. I was starting to lose patience with Bamford, but then he had a great weekend. So
yeah, I was close to bringing Fernandes out this week for Salah. Luckily, I went with Son because that ended in tears. But
it could still end in tears.
No, Salah's going to get 3 or 4, and Son won't score at all. So it's fine.
Yeah, we'll just have a little rundown of the view from the Stands League. At the moment, I still sit top, 1,328 points. But over the last 3 weeks since our last podcast, Tom Hartley's really been banging on the door and he's been catching me up massively. Just 26 points behind me now. So obviously with just under half a season to go, still a lot of time to play. And then quite a bit further back from that is Harvey Lawrence, although he's leading this current game week with 42 points.
Mind the gap, mate.
He's on 1,235 points. Just a bit further back from him is Alex Noonan.
You seen Conal?
210 points, and then just right down.
Oh my list, God, mate!
Even with the name change, smack my pitch up. Conal Blanchett.
No.
-1 for Leno last night. Smith Rowe 2 points. You really put your fantasy against your own team's game. You thought Rowe, he'll get some points. Leno, he'll get some points. Put Neto on the bench.
Oh my God, yeah, Neto third choice.
I had Carl Darlow as well. How many did he get? 0 or 1?
1.
He got 1. So you would have been 2 points better off if you had Darlow in. And Darlow got 1 point.
That's brilliant.
Oh no!
Oh no, you've still got Aguero, haven't you, captain?
Yeah.
Yeah, Salah captain. So I think there'll be a lot of hope resting on him for you, Conal. Who did you have captain up? Oh, you won 42 points. You have Salah captain as well. So this
it's coming in
because you had Wan-Bissaka, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's done well last 2 games. I think last 2 games he's got 3 bonus points.
Wan-Bissaka's a good one as well because we haven't got any other right back, so he'll play all the time. Wan-Bissaka, although he's my favourite United player. Although the way he tackles, he is due a red card at some point.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, but he seems to get a lot of contributions. He picks up a lot of points in fantasy now, clean sheets. He does pop up with the other end. For someone who can't really attack or is credited for not really being able to attack, he does pop up with the occasional attacking contribution. So I think that's all still to play for. Still a lot of games to come, and I think a lot of people might drop points this weekend if City, Liverpool play each other. And there's a thing about the top six games are getting less and less goals in over the years. They're starting to become a lot more cagey. So
look forward to a 4-4 then.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to put the curse on this and say it's going to be 0-0. So it'll be that'll be a nice little 4-4 on that one, I think. So I think that's the point where we end the podcast. So thank you if you've got this far and you're listening through. Keep, as always, follow us on the social medias. We're on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and
Twitter,
Apple,
and Twitter, and Apple, and
Bebo, and MySpace.
Yeah, we're on all of them.
Email and Gmail.
Wherever you can be found, we'll be found too, I'm pretty sure. So thank you for listening in. If you've got any suggestions for any topics you really want us to cover in the next few weeks, or any really good looky-likeys, not just for Tom Hartley, but for an array of people in the football world, let us know.
If Twitter want to go down that route, I'm here for it.
we can discuss looky-likeys coming up soon. So thank you, lads, for joining.
No worries.
Thank you.
And we'll
stay safe.
Cheers. Yes. Stay safe. Up the pod.
And in comes Hurst. He's got some dribbler on the pitch. They think it's all over. It gets now.